So what are lawn diseases and what do we do about them? Hey, it's Chris from Greensphere, and today we're talking about, you guessed it, lawn diseases. So first one that I want to cover is this nasty bugger right here called Pythium Blight. This is going to present as like a greasy stain on the grass blades itself. You're going to see that in the morning. During the day, it's going to dry out. You won't notice it again. But in the morning, when the spores are active, when the ground's wet, is when you'll see that greasy black stain. Now, this is a particularly nasty one. This one is going to kill the lawn, so we want to prevent the spread of this as much as possible. It is treatable with a fungicide, but any areas that do get infected will need to be aerated and overseeded in the fall to fill back in. Now, this second one here is red thread or pink patch. Now, this picture again is in the morning. That's the mycelium that you see on it that looks white and cottony. Now, as this dries out throughout the day, the blades are actually red or pink. That's why it's called red thread or pink patch. Now, this one is pretty benign. This isn't going to kill your lawn. All it's going to do is just cause some unsightly red patches in the lawn. So if aesthetics are an issue for you, yes, you can apply a fungicide and knock this out. Otherwise, you wait till the next round of fertilizer. It's either going to resolve itself when things dry out, or the next round of fertilizer, the nitrogen in it is going to help to push that disease out. So this third one here is called dollar spot. This is kind of in between the two. Not quite as bad as Pythium, but not as benign as red thread. It presents very similar in the morning. They're a little tough to tell the difference between the red thread and dollar spot in the morning because they both have that cottony mycelium on it. That's actually the active spores. But as that dries out throughout the day, instead of being pink or red, what you're going to be left with is straw-like grass. So I say this is somewhat benign. That's not going to kill the grass. What will kill the grass is an infected area of dollar spot that now has another kind of stress on it, typically drought. So if you've got a large area that gets dollar spot followed up by lack of rain, you could have some pretty large scale die out of the lawn. You would then need to aerate and overseed in the fall. So treatment for all three of these, as I mentioned, is a fungicide. You need to catch it early on. If you let it go for a while, fungicide isn't really worthwhile to do. But the biggest thing you want to focus on is preventing the spread of it. So the way that it spreads is in the morning, when it's active, when it's moist, you can pick up those spores on your boots, on mowers, pets, our fertilizer equipment can get it on the wheels. So what we do after any lawn that we've treated that might have had some disease activity is we use this fungicide, which is a spray fungicide. We spray our boots with it, spray the equipment. Now we're not spreading it to the next lawn. So why do you get diseases in the first place? Well, the spores are everywhere. There's no pre-emergent fungicide that we can put down to prevent any kind of disease. What they're doing is the spores are in the soil just lying in wait for the conditions to be right. And what the right conditions are high heat and high humidity. If you have high heat without the humidity, you're not going to have these disease issues. Maybe you have some other ones, but not these disease issues. But when you have that during, say, midsummer, a lot of humidity, moisture sitting on the lawn overnight, that's what's going to cause the appearance of disease. So what you want to avoid is watering your lawn late in the day because that lawn staying wet overnight, if there's any spores there, that's going to cause them to become active. Again, be careful not to track it from an infected area to a non-infected area, and clean any of your equipment, your boots, if you think you have tracked through it already. So that's how we treat and prevent the spread of additional diseases in your lawn. If you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you.